Okay, welcome to this GCSE RS revision video. This is the World Religion Component 3 topic, Buddhist practices. And this is video 2 of 5 videos. And in this video, we're looking at meditation. So Buddhist meditation, and we'll look at Samantha, breathing, mindfulness for breathing, Vipassana, visualization, and Zazen. Samantha meditation is calming meditation, a kind of meditation that involves calming the mind to develop deeper concentration. Mindfulness of breathing, anapanasati as it's called, is meditation practice focusing on the experience of breathing. Vipassana means insight meditation, a type of meditation that involves developing an understanding of the nature of reality. And Zazen is a type of Zen Buddhism practice that requires awareness of the present moment. Meditation is a spiritual exercise in general that calms the mind and body and leads to the development of insight into the nature of existence. Before meditation, Buddhists may recite verses praising the 3 refuges, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. Theravadan Buddhists will then recite the 5 moral precepts. Meditation usually practices the mindfulness of body and breath. When their mind starts to wander, Buddhists simply return to their physical experience. So, in general, the purpose of meditation is to calm and focus the mind and reflect deeply on specific teachings to penetrate their true meaning. In the Pali Canon, in the book Udana, in the Sutta Pitaka, the Buddha says, you should so train yourself, it's a training, that with respect to the seen, there will be merely the seen, that with respect to the heard, there will merely be the heard, that with respect to the sense, there will merely be the sensed, that with respect to the cognized, there will merely be the cognized. So this is training ourselves to observe reality. So one type of meditation is called samatha, samatha meditation, and it means calming. Calming meditation can lead to a more tranquil, settled and restful mind, enabling deeper concentration. And there are a number of different ways that you can do samatha meditation, but many Buddhists focus on mindfulness of breathing, anapanasati, as a place to start. Here is Thich Nhat Hanh, famous Vietnamese Buddhist monk, who says, breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. Whenever your mind becomes scattered, use your breath as the means to take hold of your mind again. The idea in Samantha meditation is to become more mindful or aware of your breathing or other things, and in all the tiny movements it brings about in your body. When you breathe normally, your attention is divided between many things, but when you meditate, if they find their minds distracted, Buddhists can focus on their breathing. Additionally, a Buddhist may use a variety of objects called kasinas, and this could involve coloured discs, as you can see in the top right or bottom left there, as an object of focus, or it could be a candle or a flame on which they may focus their attention to enable the calming of the mind. Many objects could be used: water, fire, and for more advanced practice, even decaying objects, as we can see in the middle and the top there, are objects of reflection. This could be decaying flowers or something even more icky. These kasinis are listed by a great Theravada monk called Buddha Ghosha, who catalogues some 40 aspects, 40 different things you could meditate on. If we just focus in on mindfulness of breathing as the most important, anapanasati is what means mindfulness of breathing. It's a practice across Zen, Tibetan, Theravada, Buddhism, and so on. So what does it mean? Well, as a form of most basic kind of meditation, involves being comfortable and seated, allowing the chest to expand, focusing on the diaphragm and the flow of air in and out of the chest as the diaphragm then relaxes. So you need to be comfortable. You could use a cushion or a chair. It doesn't have to be extreme ascetic practice. The natural curve of your body should allow for your breath to go in and out. Allow your attention to focus on the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body. As you become more concentrated, you can experience a refreshing state of natural clarity and concentration, it's claimed. And that is how the path to enlightenment started for Siddhartha himself. In Buddha Aghosha's book, Visuddhimagga, The Path of Purification, he says there are 4 stages of anasanapati. He says, number 1, we repeatedly start counting our exhalations in cycles of 10. Then we start repeatedly counting our inhalations in cycles of 10. And then we start focusing on the breath without counting. And then focusing only on the spot where the breath enters and leaves the nostrils, the nostril and the upper lip area. And that's one practice, one suggestion, and different traditions, Zen, Tibetan Buddhism, have their own approaches to a mindfulness of breathing. So meditation is part of the Eightfold Path. It's, in other words, right concentration. In the Dhammapada, this is seen to be important. It says, mind precedes all nobles, mind is their chief, mind made they are. If with a corrupted mind one should speak or act, dukkha follows, caused by that, as does the wheel of the ox's hoof. Mind precedes all nobles, mind is their chief, mind made they are. If with a clear and confident mind one should speak and act, as one's shadow ne'er departing. And so the purpose of meditation is to develop a clear and confident mind, not a corrupted mind, because out of our mind follow our actions. And so here we see the connection, it's thought, between meditation and ethics. Now, people who are practiced in samatha might then progress to vipassana, meaning insight meditation. It's a type of meditation that involves developing understanding about the nature of reality, learning to focus gently on an object that helps to develop calm and focused mind. This helps to prepare for wisdom and understanding of the nature of reality, whatever that is, whether it's the 3 marks or sunyata or some other idea. This is often seen as the first step towards vipassana meditation. Buddhists understand that distraction is a normal aspect of vipassana. So when we do vipassana, we're observing our body, we are analyzing, and actually we're learning to accept the common cause of our good and bad sensations is desire. The Buddha said you must show energy. The Tathagatas, the Buddhas, are only teachers. Those who have entered on the path meditative will be released from Mara's fetter. So it requires energy. Vipassana is hard work, takes time. As it's practiced in Theravada, it involves going deeper to gain insight into the true nature of reality by reflection on the 3 marks of existence. The main difference between this and samatha is not the technique, but the objects being studied. They will start with samatha, mindfulness of breathing, or something else, but then they will explore different objects, and then importantly, things within their own life, their own physical body. The meditator may focus on the changing body and how unattractive change can be, leading to an understanding of attachment and dukkha. Mindfulness is still studied, where you concentrate on specific objects in a calm and detached manner, but the focus is different thus. So meditation is key. The Buddha says about meditation, indeed, wisdom is born of meditation. And without meditation, wisdom is lost. There's a connection, not only between meditation and ethics, but in Dhammapada 282, it says there's a connection between prajna or wisdom and meditation. Knowing this twofold path of gain and loss of wisdom, one should conduct oneself so that wisdom may increase. And so what he's saying here is the pragmatic experience of meditation should yield the kind of teachings he's given. He says, don't trust me, try meditation and you'll see it. And so we have this threefold path, the collection of the eightfold path. Wisdom, ethics, and meditation all relate to each other. It's typical of the Dhammapada. So if we compare and contrast Samantha and Vipassana and their importance, Samantha, one reason for it is because it allows the Buddhist to go in to let go of craving. This is supported by the Dhammapada, which states, those on the meditative path will be released from Mara's fetter. As we said, this means that by practicing Samantha, a Buddhist can overcome their attachment and craving, be put on the path to Nibbana. One reason Samantha meditation is important because it calms the mind. Remember that first Dhammapada quote about calming the mind is and making the mind clear is needed. This means that by concentrating on one object, they can free themselves from distraction and prepare for the true understanding of the nature of reality. Vipassana meditation. On Vipassana, meditation is important because it gives clarity and possible realization. This Buddhist Thera called Basho says, when your consciousness has become ripe, pure like water, realization is possible, as in awareness, awakening, Nibbana. This means that by practicing Vipassana meditation, a Buddha can attain the goal of Nibbana, realizing the true anicca, impermanence, nature of reality. One reason Vipassana meditation is important is because it allows Buddhists to accumulate as well good merit. This leads to positive karma. Not all Buddhists who are, especially those who aren't monks, who are Theravada, are aiming to get to Nibbana. Some are just looking to create good and positive karma, and Vipassana allows this. This means that as meditation, it deemed an act of puna, or merit making. It affords the practitioner an opportunity to accumulate positive karma. This will help them achieve a fortunate rebirth. So, which is best, Samatha or Vipassana? Many Buddhists argue that Samatha is possibly the easiest form of meditation to undertake. Its practice is open to a wider array of people. Its methods and aims are very simple, although it may be very useful. It doesn't require an extensive understanding of Buddhist teaching and practice. It can be performed by simply focusing on water or a white space or some other kasini. On the other hand, some commentators have argued this kind of meditation may lead to the development of the rattling hypothesis. Now, what's that? It's when an individual engages in meditation for a long period of time without correct supervision or guidance, it could lead them to remembering some trauma. On the other hand, some would argue Vipassana is better or a best type of meditation because it's the way to attain Nibbana. People who engage in Samatha perhaps don't ever think they will get to Nibbana. The Buddha taught this wasn't possible until the true nature of reality had been understood. Think his night of enlightenment. For many Buddhists, this means that overcoming craving and ignorance are the three poisons. The Buddha taught Nibbana, the cessation of suffering, cessation of craving, the freedom from it in his first sermon. Although Samatha meditation can aid this process, it is only through Vipassana and insight into reality that can be gained. However, the method involved in Vipassana are difficult to practice. For a Buddhist to fully engage in this method of meditation, an understanding of key Buddhist doctrine is essential, like the three marks of existence, Four Noble Truths. And without guidance, these are very difficult to comprehend. It requires a lot of time and effort and can't be done, in essence, by people who aren't doing it full time or giving a lot of time over to doing it. So we could argue one or the other is the best, or we could say they're both important and they relate to each other. All forms of meditation complement and aid one's spiritual progress, therefore they're important. And that during his life, the Buddha taught both methods. Therefore, they're both important as one another. the Buddha taught the idea of skillful mean, which can be interpreted as everybody is different and each individual must select the method of meditation most suited to their needs. Therefore, they're both as important as each other. An important aspect of this topic is the idea of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas as a focus of devotion and meditation. Buddhists have no idea about a creator God. They don't pray to or meditate to a god. Some Mahayana Buddhists will meditate involving visualization, and some will pray to a Buddha or Bodhisattva. The Buddha is often a focus for Theravada, offerings being made. This is only to develop gratitude to the historical Buddha, not to pray or supplicate or intercede and ask him for something. In contrast, Mahayana Buddhists would practice visualization, whether it's of the Buddha to awaken and stimulate their own Buddha nature, or a Bodhisattva they might focus on. And so here we see on the screen 3 different Bodhisattvas. The Medicine Buddha is a very old one, and Avalokitesvara, and for Pure Land Buddhists, Bodhi Amitabha. So in Mahayana, this statement from the Suragama Sutra is very important. Bodhi is the ceasing of the mad mind. Bodhi is the ceasing of the mad mind. Sounds much like the third noble truth, but it's slightly different because it's getting away from the mad mind and discovering perhaps our Buddha nature, our true mind, as some talk about our primordial mind. And this Suragama Sutra, this Mahayana, is a Mahayana book of teachings, and we can understand by breaking the title down. Suran means great, and Gama, solid or durable. And together these parts can be translated as the indestructible book of teachings. It's a pretty big claim. The book emphasizes, importantly, the idea of Buddha nature as a third kind of enlightenment, and suggests that without the concentrated state of mind made possible through meditation following the Dhamma or Dharma, it's worthless. So the Dharma without this is worthless when unaccompanied by samadhi or power. So without meditation, a person's true mind or Buddha nature, called Tathagata Garbha, cannot become visible. It's obscured by the ordinary mind. So we've got the true mind and the ordinary mind, which is concerned with daily cares and desires. Famously, one Buddhist teacher who Zen Buddhists go back to is called Bodhidharma. When asked the importance of Dhamma or teachings, he said, it's of no merit, meaning it's all about discovering our Buddha nature by meditation and discovering our true mind, getting away from our ordinary mind. So we've mentioned visualization. Visualization means imagining or seeing an object in one's mind. And you can do this using several things. A thankra is a detailed painting of a Buddha or a Bodhisattva, typically Tibetan, as is a mandala, typically an intricate circle and square pattern that's used for meditation. So visualization, as practiced particularly by Tibetan Buddhists, but also by others like Pure Land Buddhists, is where the meditator needs to visualize or imagine an object in their mind. And this could be the Pure Land, it could be Amitabha of the Pure Land, or it could be another Bodhisattva. Visualization is different from using a Cassini, as in Samantha meditation. Cassini is a physically present, typically object, like a bowl of water. Visualizing instead involves imagining the object in your mind. And as you imagine the object, you do it with as much detail as possible. You try and imagine every single detail and hold the image for as long as possible. It's important to talk about Zen Buddhism on the way here. Zen Buddhism is a type of Buddhism that requires awareness of the present moment to discover your Buddha nature. You do Zazen, which means seated meditation. Visualization is really important because the meditator will not just focus on the deities, looks, but their qualities and characteristics. They are the qualities that they themselves hope to pick up on, to absorb, to become one with. Some Mahayana Buddhists also believe that by visualizing themselves as a Buddha or a Bodhisattva helps them to stimulate and develop their Buddha nature. Others focus more on developing karuna or compassion, one of the four sublime states the Buddha said we should cultivate. And it's particularly important for those who've taken the Bodhisattva vow. So as we said, a Buddhist may meditate on a thanker, a detailed painting. You can see one on the right of Medicine Buddha here, or a mandala, an intricate colored circle-shaped pattern, symbolize different things. As we can see on the left here, the Buddha, Pure Land teachings, and so on. So many deities can be used for visualization in the mind. Medicine Buddha is important because he's related to healing. Buddhists believe that by visualizing this Medicine Buddha, he will heal them and reduce their suffering and increase their own healing powers. Buddhists might meditate or visualize Avalokitesvara, one of the most popular bodhisattvas, who's related to compassion. Visualizing this bodhisattva helps Buddhists develop their own sense of compassion, which is important to enlightenment, and perhaps is the definition of enlightenment for some Buddhists. For Pure Land Buddhists, the Amitabha Buddha is visualized in and figured in his Pure Land. While meditating, Pure Land Buddhists would hope to visualize him as the Lord of the Pure Land to help them gain enlightenment when he takes them to it, when they die, as it were. Another kind of meditation that's important, we've mentioned zazen and visualizations, samatha and vipassana, is metta bhavana meditation. Bhavana is the word to cultivate, and metta means love or loving kindness. So loving kindness meditation is practiced in order to cultivate loving kindness towards others. The Buddha famously said, if you truly love yourself, you will love another. If you truly love yourself, you will never harm another. So how is metta bhavana practiced? During Samantha meditation, the meditator then begins, having done some Samantha meditation, to extend their loving feelings to others. They focus on developing not only metta, but karuna and mudita and upekkha. These are the four Brahma viharas. All of these can be developed through this same practice. And it happens in 5 stages. First of all, you would feel metta or karuna, mudita, or upekkha for yourself. Then you would think of a good friend and extend to them the feeling. Then you would think of someone you don't know so well. Number 4, then you would think of someone you don't like. And then finally, you would focus on extending metta or mudita or upekkha to all beings. Now, why is this important? Well, the Buddha taught that we should develop these 4 Brahma viharas, these 4 sublime or immeasurable qualities. And they're part of the Eightfold Path. Right intention means following the Buddha's teaching on love or metta, and actually loving people and wanting a peaceful world is not a bad thing. So this has been video 2 of our 5 videos on Buddhist practices. Make sure you've had a look at some practice questions, some Quizlets, and learned some vocabulary and quotation, and had a read through some model essay answers.